Guys, finally got this working to re-download HFE Explorer. Okay, so here's our new format system. I'm gonna do write volume to floppy, a disk 6.0.8. Actually, I'm gonna use the other disk for this. I'm just gonna eject this and get this red disk. Now I'm gonna reload all the disks. That system should disappear. Or might be reading the formatted thing. Okay, let's just format it again. System, please. Okay. It's definitely doing much more than last time. So basically, every time the HFE Explorer writes or does something, it goes to not responding. It doesn't show any progress bars or anything. But it does what it says, what it will do. So I think that's enough. So here we go. Now we have a please. So we're just doing write volume to floppy. Path 6.0.8. Press OK. Yes. Even though it's 1.44 megabytes of data, it's going to take a long time to write. While this is writing, I think it's good to mention that. Oop. Or we could just finish the writing. Just do a refresh. So basically, if you have a non-Apple hard drive like the Quantum drive I bought, it's not going to be recognized during the install of the Mac OS operating system, which means that you need to get something called Lido. And you can also put that in a floppy image and then install that and then use it to format a non-Apple hard disk into an Apple hard disk partition. So that'll make it work. But then in order to do that, you need to get a install floppy with Lido installed in it, and you're gonna have to use Virtual Mac to do something like that, to set up all the files on one floppy. I'm going to probably do a video on that as well, but then that's not for today because I don't even have the adapter yet. So as you can see, system startup has been written to the floppy. All the stuff is written here. Okay, now let's just do an eject. Just I'm too used to the Mac thing. Okay. Eject media. I'm guessing that worked. Let's do a second one from Windows. I don't know if this even works. Okay, well it's working. Okay, let's just erase that. Here's the files from HFE. There we go, it's ejected. Pop out the red disk. Alright. Let's go to webcam only. Alright. Here is the Macintosh Portable. Turn on the light. And I'm honestly really nervous because I'm afraid this might not even work. This is how I put the floppy. Just put it in here. Ooh, that sounded pretty weird. And it should be fine. Okay, let's start turning it off. Okay, there we go. That was pretty scary. Let me just turn this light off. Or did that not turn on? it's been booting this whole time. I didn't even see it. Okay. Welcome to Macintosh. Maybe it does now. So welcome to Macintosh. You can see you can hear the Macintosh floppy drive is quite different. The sound is much louder. Alright. Too bad this is not a backlit version. This is very hard to see everything. Here's the thing. File, edit to view special. I'm gonna try ejecting the drive. Okay, so the ejection thing works. So I'll just put in. It's very. I don't know what to say. The floppy for that one, it kind of like snaps in really quickly, so it's kind of scary. But this one's kind of gradual, so I don't know if it's like sticky or it's just supposed to be like that, and then that one's just broke. So as you can see, the mouse cursor works. Let's go to the control panel. We can change the desktop pattern, the time, date, thinks it's January 1st, 2004. Don't know why it would do that. Because the operating system was in like 1990s. So you can change the screen contrast from here. I don't know what looks better on camera. I don't think you can tell the difference, can you? Just leave it over there. And the RAM disk and everything. There's also a map feature. This is pretty cool. Kind of. Well, here's everything. You can actually search for a city in this location bar. You can do, let's say, San Francisco. And search San Francisco, and the longitudinal things, and then tells you the time there. But then this time is not correct right now, so I have to change that. Let's see if the speaker works well, actually. So here's the volume sliders. It's the default beep sound. We can change it to clank, clank, boing. My personal favorite, monkey. Okay, so now that sound will play every time you do something weird or something that doesn't make sense. And it's also good to note that this is before any other substitutes for keyboard technology was invented. So everything from this era is mechanical. These are mechanical switches. Might not be Cherry MX, but still mechanical. So here's just everything here. There's also a battery app, which tells you how full the battery is. There, right there. Let me fix the charge plug. There we go. I have to force it in to make it know it's charging. But then it does that anyways. I'm not sure if that's normal or it's a defect. But then I don't think it's gonna do too much harm. We can actually try changing the. Well, actually, let me just put it back on the front cover first. Some people ask, what can you do with this old of a machine? Can you surf the internet? I guess you could. I wouldn't recommend it. This is before even broadband was invented. This is fully dial-up, and even with the dial-up, this is a 16 megahertz processor. This is 1,000 times slower than today's computers, so it's probably going to struggle with even what websites and complete text. So I wouldn't recommend it. So here, let's try showing you the desktop patterns. There's a lot of really cool patterns here. It's got a grid pattern. Ooh, that one looks pretty cool. And then the little squares now. Apparently there were rumors back when this was like a machine that people used, that patterns affected battery life, but apparently that's just a hoax. So, So, okay, let me show you how much RAM this machine has. So, with all those RAM chips all over the motherboard, this machine actually only has 1,024 kilobytes of RAM, which is a megabyte. Just a megabyte of RAM. There are, however, extension cards that you can install to get up to 9 megabytes of RAM for the Macintosh Portable. For the backlit versions, you can only get 8, but then the non-backlit version, which is this one, the M5120, you can get up to 9 megabytes of RAM. And it's also worth to note that these do not use the similar RAM chips as we do on our modern computers. They use something called SRAM, which is I forgot what it was. I forgot the name, but I know exactly but I know what it does. Basically, DRAM, which is the RAM we use today's dynamic RAM, needs to be refreshed in a certain kind of time interval so that it can function. Both RAM lose their memory when powered off, but then SRAM is able to keep its data for as long as it's powered to a certain extent. That's how the portable actually has a sleep feature. The sleep feature just powers off everything except for the RAM, I believe. And with the RAM just powered on really minuscule amount of power, it's able to kind of keep up with everything. So here is my my first portable. This one is fully functional. It actually came with its own RAM card. It's actually interchangeable. The RAM card can be plugged into the one I have on right now, but I don't see a reason to do that. So where is the second? Okay, so this is the System 6.08, another one. Just gonna actually show you what I mean by like the floppy drive feeling less snappy. So here, my wire doesn't come all the way over there. Like that. It's pretty scary. Just kind of like slams into place. So let's turn it on. There's the chime. For some reason, this one is actually a bit slower than this one, as in terms of booting. It's weird. It kind of stays in this black screen. It just does that for about 5-6 seconds longer than the usual ones, which I thought was pretty weird, but it still functions completely well. Like when the machine is booted up. Oh wait, actually it might be because of the RAM chip. So when I was comparing the SRAM and the DRAM, basically the SRAM, the RAM chips, the RAM expansion cards that Apple put out for these machines, of course used SRAM to do the power saving stuff. But then the RAM chip that's the RAM card that is on this machine actually uses DRAM. So it has its own like coprocessor to update the RAM because it wasn't on the portable motherboard. It's right here. Let me just... Here's the... While it's booting up, let's just go look at the side of this machine. You can see that's the RAM card right there. Let me bring the back way. It's the RAM chip right there. You see the processor on the left. It's a EPGIY or something. I forgot. Okay, I'm just gonna look at it myself. X-Links. That big chip right there is the processor to, or not a processor. Sorry, it's like a F photos, but it refreshes the RAM. Also, these use a zigzag mounting soldering plates. Design, zigzag design, so it can be mounted on the board. This is really obsolete, and they've never used this since this era. So this card is really weird because it also has like a 12 volt to 5 volt converter and stuff. Not sure about this, but it does give me 4 more megabytes of RAM, and it probably should have costed a fortune back in the day. Alright. So there it is. 2 portables booted up together in system 6.0.8. Pretty cool. Let me just about the Finder. See, it says 5.1.2. This is 5 megabytes of RAM. Right, so that was a really simple tutorial on how to make a floppy image for the operating system and the boot up of the 2 portables. Thanks for watching.